Hi there, Tansy here. For our baby hat, I'll be using a fluffy three-weight yarn that's a twist with white and pink and that peachy color here. And it's from Hirschner's. It's a Kennebec brand, Alton Ilmek. And it's about 100 grams acrylic yarn of 292 meters, and it's made in Turkey and the color is party. The recommended crochet hook is 3 millimeters, but I will be using 4 millimeters because 3 did not look good. And the knitting needle recommended is 3.5 to 4. And let's get started. Let's start with the slip knot. Insert your crochet hook through that slip knot, tighten it, and crochet 6 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go into that first chain and slip stitch through that one and your loop on your hook, and chain 3. Now we are ready to make our puff stitches. Yarn over and insert your hook through the ring that we just created. Pull that loop and extend it to the length of your first 3 chains. Yarn over one more time and go through that ring again and pull your loop one more time till the length of your crochet chains, and then repeat that one more time. Now that you have 3 big loops on your hook, which we had like small yarn overs in between, so those loops multiplied, we'll do one more yarn over and pull through all those loops we have on our hook, and then secure them with one more yarn over and pull through as with one chain, and we will repeat that for 11 more times for a total of 12. So now that we are at the end, we'll go at the top of that first stitch we did at the top of that chain, and we'll slip stitch through that one and pull that loop through that loop that was on our hook. And now we'll go into the next row. In the next row, we'll have 24 puff stitches. So we'll have 2 stitches in between each puff stitch. And for that purpose, we're gonna chain 3 again because that dictates how tall our puff stitch will be. So now we'll go into that space between the puff stitches and we'll do again a puff stitch with three yarn overs and inserts through the space here. So 1 yarn over, pull through a loop, 1 yarn over, pull through a loop, 1 yarn over and pull through a loop, and now secure those loops with a chain. And then into the same spot we do the same thing again. 1 yarn over, pull a loop, 1 yarn over, pull a loop, 1 yarn over, pull a loop, and secure them with a chain, and repeat that into the rest of the spaces between the puff stitches from the previous row. Okay, so I'll go one more time and then I'll do it by myself off the camera. 1 yarn over, pull through, 1 yarn over, pull through, 1 yarn over, pull through, secure with a chain, and one more time, 1 yarn over and pull through, 1 yarn over and pull through, 1 yarn over and pull through, secure with a chain. And I'll keep going back at the beginning, and then we'll slip stitch through the top of that first puff stitch we did. I'll insert my hook through there, pull a loop, and slip that loop into that first stitch, and then we are ready to start our third row. All right, so we start again the row with chain 2, and now we're gonna do double crochets into those spaces between the double puff stitches. So over here and then over here. So we're gonna leave those puff stitches that come into the same nest by themselves. So, and we'll do 2 chains between each double crochet. So now we did a chain 2 for our double crochet because we're gonna count as a double crochet, and then we'll chain 2 for the space between the double crochets. Now into that space between the 2 puff stitches, we'll do a double crochet, and then we'll chain 2, and then into the next space, skipping those 2 puff stitches, we'll do another double crochet, and then chain 2, and then we'll skip again the 2 puff stitches, and then we'll have another double crochet, and then chain 2, and that is our repeat. We do a double crochet and chain 2 when skipping 2 puff stitches at a time. All right, and I'll meet you at the end of the row. So here I am at the beginning again. I will go into that first chain that we did, the chain 2, and now insert my needle through through that chain, and then I'll slip stitch through here and slip stitch through that loop on my hook so I can close that row. So for the next row, we will be increasing at each double crochet post, and into that puff stitch we're gonna be creating a 2 puff stitches. So we're at the first chain, and since we are counting our chains as double crochet posts, we're gonna chain 2, which we will count as a post, and then we'll yarn over and do 1 double crochet into that stitch again. However, we'll do from the back. So this is our stitch. We'll turn our work backwards, and then we'll scoop that post from behind, and then we'll finish it as a regular double crochet. Okay, first we yarn over, we scoop the post from the back, and then we pull our loop, and then yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through that loop again. And that's how we're gonna do it with the rest of the double crochets, but they're gonna be both double crochets. So into that puff stitch here, we'll create a new puff stitch, and we'll be going over that chain and into that puff stitch. Yarn over and pull through a loop, yarn over, pull a loop, yarn over, pull a loop for 3 loops. Again, and secure with a chain on top, and then we'll do 1 more puff stitch into that same space. Yarn over, pull through a loop, yarn over, pull through a loop, yarn over, pull through a loop for 3 times, and then secure those stitches with a chain. And now we have to do our double crochets, but from the back. So we yarn over and we go through the back of the post, and then we finish our double crochet, and then we do it 1 more time. Yarn over and go 1 more time through there and finish your double crochet, and then we go into that puff stitch again, and we do 2 puff stitches, grabbing that middle chain as well. All right, so yarn over 1, 2, 3, secure, and do the second one. 1, 2, 3, secure them together, and then we keep going with the rest of the double crochets, and I'll meet you at the end. All right, so I'm here at the end of my row, and I'll go into that top stitch of that first chain that I made, and I'll do a slip stitch through my loops. So now the second row will be again chains and increases. So we'll chain 2 here, and then into the back loop of that second double crochet we have, we'll do 2 double crochets. So here is the first one, and we'll go through the back post, yarn over, and then we'll go again through the back post of that double crochet, and we'll do another one. All right, and then we are not going to do anything with the puff stitch, but we will chain 2, and this is how we're going to skip that puff stitch. So now we are going into the next double crochets here. So into that first one we're gonna increase, so yarn over through the back post of this double crochet, we'll do another double crochet, and then again into this one we'll do another double crochet, and so we increased in this post. So into the next one we just do a double crochet. So now we have 3 double crochets, and from the previous round we had 2 double crochets. So we will increase each time those double crochets, and we chain 2 again, and we skip that puff stitch here, and we go again into that double crochet, and into the first one we increase, so we do 2 double crochets. We go to the back of the post, and into the next post we just do 1, and then we chain again, and we keep repeating till the end of the round, and I'll see you there. So back to the beginning again, I'll go through that top stitch over here, I chained 2 last, and I'll go through the top of the stitch, and I'll do a slip stitch into my chain, and I'll chain 2, and I'll work into the back posts of the stitches again, of the double crochets, and I'll do puff stitches, and I'll increase. So this row is we do puff stitches, we increase, and we go through the back posts of the double crochets. So here I will go into the back post of this double, the next double crochet, and now we increase into the last one. So I'll crochet 2 double crochets into that last post over here, and that's only for that place where we have the chain 2, just for the beginning of the row. All other double crochets are exactly the same. So into the next puff stitch, and we're going through over the chain, we do puff stitches here, yarn over, pull through once, yarn over, and we do 3 strands for that, and there we go, yarn over, and again 3 times, and we have 2 of our puff stitches here. And now into the next set of double crochets, we go into the back of the double crochet, and we do a double crochet here, and then we do one more time because we are increasing, so we'll have 2 double crochets, and then 1 into the rest of them. So the rest of the double crochets will get one double crochet on top through the back post. So now we have 4 double crochets. We had 2, we had 3 the row before, we had 2 before that, then we had 1. So we'll increase at each row. And we have again the puff stitch, and then we'll increase again, and then puff stitch increase till the end of the row. The next row will be again the row with chains, and we'll have increases again. So here we continue increasing till you reach the diameter of the top of your head. So in the description below you will have the sizes of the hats, the head circumference, the hat circumference as well, the crown diameter, and the hat height. So when you reach the diameter of the crown that you want your hat to be, you'll stop increasing and you'll just crochet straight down, because that's how big your hat will be. So for a baby hat that's between 6 to 12 months, the diameter, the crown diameter is about between, I think it's about 6 inches. So I can still go till 6, or I can make a smaller hat for a smaller baby. So I'll keep going till maybe 5.5, 6. 5.5 will be probably for 3 to 6 months old baby, but double check again in the description below for the sizes you're going for. And of course you can make it into an adult size as well. I have all these numbers there too. All right, so I'll go till the end of the round and I'll meet you again there. All right, so I slip stitch into that first stitch again, and my diameter right now is at 5.5 inches, which makes it a hat for 3 to 6 month old baby. If I want to go one more size up, I will increase one more time and then I'll stop increasing at that point. So I have to decide, what do I do? All right, I think I'll stop here and I will not increase anymore. So I will just be doing double crochets through the back loop, through the back post of those double crochets, and for the next row will be just chain 2 between them, and then after that will be again just double crochets and a puff stitch. So chain 2 here for the first stitch we have, and then through the back loop of the double crochets we'll do just one double crochet. If you want to go a size bigger, you increase here as well. You're gonna have to increase it each row till you reach the desired width of the hat. If you want to stop though, you stop. All right, so here I'll skip my puff stitch at this point and I'll chain 2, and then I'll go into the next double crochet but through the back post, and I'll keep going like that till the end of the row. So now I have to go like that till I reach the height of the hat I want. We're gonna start measuring the height of the hat, which will be from the top. So for a 6-month-old baby, the height of the hat will be about 5.5, 6 inches. So when we get to about an inch before we like the height of our hat to be, we'll make it 1 inch less so we can crochet the bend of the hat. So I will keep going with no increases now till about 5 inches. All right, so there it is. I'm back at the beginning. I'll slip stitch here Now chain 2, and I'll go again into the back loop of those double crochets, into the back post, actually not the back loop, because the loop is on top and this is the back post, and into the next puff stitch I'll do a puff stitch and grabbing that chain in the middle. Oh, we're doing puff stitches here, and there it is, a puff stitch with 3 yarn overs, and one more, and then we go again into the back posts of those double crochets, and we go till the length we want of the hat minus 1 inch, because we'll leave 1 inch for the brim of the hat. And I'll meet you when it's time for the brim. We're ready now with the depth of the hat, and now it's time to make the brim. So we will go, I'll go around and I will do single crochets into each double crochet here, and we'll do one single crochet into the puff stitches as well. So I'll chain 1 and then I'll go single crochets into each stitch all around the hat. Since that hat got bigger and bigger, we're gonna have to make it much smaller for the brim so it can fit the head of the baby. Go under the stitch, pull your yarn through, and then pull through both of the loops you have, and I'll meet you at the end of the round. Back to the first stitch again, I'll slip stitch through the first one and then chain 1, and I'm ready for the second row. This row I will be decreasing. I'll be decreasing every third stitch. So I'll go into the first stitch here, then 2, then 3, and now into the next 2 stitches I will decrease. So I will pick the loop from the front of the first stitch, then the loop from the front, but going under that next stitch, just the front loop, pull your working yarn through, and then yarn over and pull through both of your loops. So we again crochet 3 stitches, single crochets, 2, 3, and then we decrease again. We go under the front loop of the stitch, then we're gonna go under the front loop of the next stitch, but we'll do it under. So we'll move our hook under it, we scoop our yarn, pull through both of the loops, and again 3 single crochets and a decrease, and we'll repeat that till the end of the row. And go again, and if at the end you don't have exactly 3, that's okay. Just decide what to do. Should you increase there? Will it work? Will it not work? It's not really that crucial at that part. Alright, and I'll meet you at the end. Alright, so I made it till the end, but I don't have enough to decrease, so I'll just crochet my last 2 stitches and then I will not decrease because I don't have any more stitches left. So slip stitch into that first stitch, and my brim here is getting smaller and smaller, and I will go ahead and I'll start decreasing into the next row as well. So chain 1 and then 2 single crochets and then a decrease, and we'll do again the same decrease in front of the front loops, do a single crochet, 2 single crochets, and then a decrease, 2 single crochets, and then a decrease. And I'll go like this till the end of the row, and I'll meet you right there again. So I made it till the end here. I'll slip stitch through the first stitch. So I'm done, and I'll slip stitch through the first stitch, and then I can cut my yarn. If you want to make the brim a little bit bigger, you can go ahead now, and if it's too big, you can decrease a little bit as well and see how it fits your head. But I'll stop here. So your hat is ready. It's a beret style of hat, and here it is. I don't have a baby to model it with, but I'll probably can find a doll. So weaving the ends here, make sure they're secure and baby fingers cannot get into it. Make knots and then secure the tail really well into your stitches. All right, so you can put a pom-pom if you want to, but this way you can see the whole pattern popping up here. And this is how it is. I have a tiny little doll. She has a lot of hair, but her head is small. Maybe like this, like a French beret. So here is the hat.